Hello, this is Rabbi Wagshal, and you are watching the first chapter of Shemot. That's Perek Aleph, chapter 1 of the book of Shemot. And today this video is going to show you a summary of the story. To tell the story today, we have a special guest star we brought back in time, all the way from ancient Egypt. Everybody, put your hands together, or not, for the wicked King Pharaoh. Why are you staring at me like that? What did I do to you? Oh, the frog on my head? Oh, well, today I will tell you the story how I, King Pharaoh, came to have a frog on my head. Yes, it's not amusing. Stop laughing now. Thank you. Okay, well, let's get this over with. It all began in ancient Egypt many, many years ago, that I noticed that the Jewish population were becoming too many, too big. Yes, please follow me in the story over here. You see these arrows? That is the story going forward. So here is the first part of the story. So my first plan was to get all the Jews to work very, very hard, and that way we'll have less Jews. They'll be busy working hard. They will not have time to have more children. Ha 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 ha. Unfortunately, this plan did not work. Then I came with a plan B, that's this part of the story, and I called the Jewish midwives Shifra and Pua. And I said, midwives, you're going to help me out. I want you to kill all the Jewish baby boys, okay? And that didn't help either, because they didn't listen. They feared God more than me, Pharaoh. How dare they? And then, finally, I got my soldiers involved. I got my soldiers to come and to throw the baby boys into the Nile River. That was a very good plan. It was working great. Haha, chapter 1 ends off. Big score for Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, but unfortunately, not for the Jews. Okay, Pharaoh, thank you very much. You're very, very welcome. Now let's send you back in time, back into the Nile. Splash. Okay, and let's quickly summarize the events of the chapter 1 of Shemot. So first, we know that in this chapter we have 3 decrees that happened. First was that the Jews had to do labor, they had to work very hard. The next decree had to do with the birth of the Jewish babies, that they were told to only allow the girls to live, but the boys would be killed. And the third decree was to drown them in the Nile. And this parak begins with the names of Bnei Israel that came to Mitzrayim. Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, etc. All of the 12 tribes, they all came down together with their families and their children. And the Torah tells us there were 70 souls, 70 people that came down. And after they came down, they settled down in Mitzrayim, in the land of Goshen, as we learned in the end of the book of Bereshit. And all of the brothers of Yosef passed away, and the Jewish people started to be blessed by Hashem with a population explosion, having many, many babies. Rashi says that they had 6 babies at a time. Tremendous miracle for that to happen so much. It happens sometimes these days too, but to have everyone have 6 babies is a tremendous miracle. And then a new king arose on Mitzrayim, and he pretended that he did not recognize Yosef and all his contributions to Egyptian life, and he started to oppress the Jewish people. Rashi gives 2 explanations. One is that it was really a new king who never met Yosef. Another opinion is that it was the same old king, but he was coming up with some new tricks and decrees. And the first decree was avodat perech, back-breaking hard work. His next decree was that he called the midwives Shifra and Pua, who Rashi says were really Yocheved. Shifra was Yocheved, Moshe Rabbeinu's mother, although Moshe wasn't born yet. And Miriam, Moshe's sister, was named Pua. Shifra because she would be mishaper, she would smooth and make the baby look nice when she would have it to the mother, and Pua because she would make nice noises to comfort the baby when the baby was crying. And this decree did not work because the midwives feared Hashem more than Pharaoh, and Hashem rewarded the midwives with houses. Rashi says, some say that it was real physical houses, and some say Hashem made them houses. He made them have spiritual houses, that from them would come the holy house of Levi and the Kohanim, as we will see later on. And finally, Pharaoh gets fed up that his decrees aren't working, and he orders the soldiers to drown all the baby boys. That concludes our summary of Perek Aleph, chapter 1 of the book of Shemot. Okay, boys and girls, this video that you're about to watch is a silly clip to help you remember the events of Perek Aleph. Previous video, which you have just watched, was the real story. But right now, I'm going to present a silly story to help you remember that the 3 decrees occurred in Perek Aleph in chapter 1. So here, let me introduce you to our memory system. Here is an Aleph for Perek Aleph, that's so number 1. Okay? And since you guys speak English, we're going to use an English rhyme to help us remember. 1 rhymes with, that's right, you guessed it, sun. Okay, and here is our silly story. Remember, what I'm about to do didn't really happen. It's just to help us remember the story that chapter 1 was about the 3 decrees. Here we go. Let's bring back Pharaoh. Okay, boys and girls. 1 rhymes with sun. The sun was me, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Yes, ha ha ha. I thought I was so great. I was like the sun, shining my power on all of the earth. And then I made those Jews work hard in the hot sun, baking away, slaving, building my pyramids. And then I decided there was still too many Jews, so I called the midwives and I told them that they should kill all the sons. Get it? Sons. The baby boys are sons. And then finally we took the baby boys and we threw their son, get it, son, into the Nile River. So if I ask you what happened in chapter 1, you'll remember that the son is me, Pharaoh. Yes, the great and mighty Pharaoh, who made the 3 decrees to have the Jews work hard to kill their sons by the midwives, and when that didn't work, to throw their sons into the Nile River. Paro, I have a question. Isn't son for a baby boy spelled S-O-N? Quiet. It's just a memory trick. I know son is spelled like I think I didn't know. Okay, thank you very much, Paro. That was a very nice video. But remember, boys and girls, this didn't really happen. This is just a memory trick. So when I tell you what happened in chapter 1, you remember, oh yeah, Pharaoh, yes, Pharaoh made 3 decrees against the Jewish people.